I'm ready to go whenever I'm able to go. However, the main road in and out of Biscarrosse is on fire. Everything up to Bordeaux is on fire. There's no way to leave this part of southwest France. So for now, even if I would be evacuated, there's really nowhere to be evacuated to.
France's President Macron is holding a crisis cabinet meeting this morning as wildfires close in on Bordeaux. The flames are now just 9 kilometres from the city, which is in the southwest of France. Hundreds of thousands of people have had to flee their homes in France and in Spain, which is also battling wildfires. Rebecca Papin is an American currently staying at her holiday home just south of Cap Ferret. Rebecca, good morning.
Good morning.
Just tell us what's happening around you. What information do you have? What can you see?
What I can tell you is that the quality of the air has deteriorated this morning, and I can smell smoke inside of my home. I've had to put towels back under the doors. It smells like charcoal, and the winds are blowing south over the city, so they're blowing fumes all over the city of Biscarrosse.
Yeah, and you've decided to stay at home. Is that what you and your neighbours have sort of been told to do, or is that a personal decision?
The police told me that I must stay in my home. That was Friday morning at 7:30 a.m. and I've had no further update from them since. They said I must stay in my home until they return and tell me I can leave.
And that's because of the air quality outside as well, presumably. Are you going outside? What's it like when you do so?
Yes, I went outside yesterday because we ran out of food and the government had opened the supermarket at the end of my street for 2 hours. So I went with my children on foot because my road is barricaded to cars because it's so dangerous. I went on foot with my children to the grocery store, and it was just us and soldiers in camouflage. So I was able to get about 4 days worth of food, which was as much as I could carry, because we had to carry it back home in bags, and then we returned to the house. And after we came home, we were all coughing because the air quality is bad.
Gosh, I mean, Rebecca, how old are your children?
My children are 9. That's my daughter Violette, and 11. That's my son Louis.
And this must be quite a frightening time for them. What are your plans? Are you ready if you do get a message from the police that say you've got to go?
I'm ready to go whenever I'm able to go. However, the main road in and out of Biscarrosse is on fire. Everything up to Bordeaux is on fire. There's no way to leave this part of southwest France. So for now, even if I would be evacuated, there's really nowhere to be evacuated to.
Is there, sorry to ask such a hard question, but is there a fire currently in the pathway of your home?
There is a fire between myself and the airport. The entire road that leads in and out of the National Forest, which I'm on the other side of, is on fire.
Yeah, I'm so sorry to hear what you are going through, Rebecca. Thank you. Hold there, because we are joined now by we're going to speak to the French government, Eleonore Caroit, a deputy in the National Assembly and Minister for International Partnerships. Eleonore, good morning.
Good morning.
That is a terrifying situation that Rebecca finds herself in, and she is by no means not alone. What is the situation this morning?
No, yes, absolutely. Well, my thoughts are with her and with everyone that is facing a terrible situation right now. There are 100 houses that have been destroyed, families that have been evacuated. We have 2 firefighters that died trying to save lives.
Eleanor, we're just battling with your line a little bit, so just pause right there for a moment. And Rebecca is still on the line. Rebecca, we've got this emergency meeting from the government today. Do you feel, we've heard actually quite a lot of praise from the French authorities so far, do you feel as though you're being well looked after?
I think they are doing an exceptional job battling the fire. I think all of their resources are put on battling the fire. They're unable to communicate maybe to the level that everyone would want, but they are doing an exceptional job fighting the fire, and I commend them for their bravery.
How long are you anticipating having to stay where you are?
I'm meant to fly out on Wednesday to go home to America because my children start school soon. However, I have no idea when the roads are going to be cleared, opened, or when the fire will be put out.
Yeah, what information have you had about that?
None.
And tell us what the temperature is like, because we're looking at forecasts that could be 40 degrees from tomorrow onwards.
Correct. It's supposed to be in the mid-30s tomorrow. I think 34 tomorrow. It's going to be quite warm. I don't even want to think about it. It makes me a little bit anxious when I think about the hot wind blowing through over the fire.
Yeah, I'm sure. We can rejoin Eleanor now. Eleanor, you've got this meeting. Emmanuel Macron's chairing this emergency meeting this morning. What are you hoping he will announce?
Well, right now the situation is being stabilized, although the fires are continuing. So, just to give you a few figures, we have 115,000 hectares that were burned. That's over 13,000 fires that. Outbreaks. That's approximately 30 to 40 new fires every day. So the situation is really complicated, but we've managed to control it and to try to contain it. And right now, the discussions is how do we better allocate all the means that we have. We have one of the largest fleets to fight against these types of fires in Europe, but we've also received help from other European countries, and we need to ensure that we allocate it the best way possible so that we can provide assistance to those that are still blocked between different fires. So as I was saying before, my thoughts are with all of those that are right now in this situation that the tourists you were just speaking to described, and to those that have lost their houses and have been evacuated. It is really complicated, but we're putting all of our efforts and means into stopping the situation, which is similar to the one also happening in Spain and in other places in Europe and throughout the world.
Yeah, we've seen in Cap Ferret, which is just further north of where Rebecca's staying, people being evacuated by boat. For someone like Rebecca, what are you anticipating? Might there be people being airlifted out if they can't get out of their homes?
It's too soon to say, and my only advice is to really stay tuned with the social networks of the government. If she's been called, if she's already been reached out, they have their contact, they know where she is. This has been taken care at a national level, but also at a very local level. So we're really conscious, and our main priority is, of course, to save lives and to ensure that everyone is safe. So really to follow the instructions that are being given, and to also have a proactive, update on the situation by following the local information that is been provided in normal medias, but also in the social networks of the government.
On a much wider scale, sort of nationally, looking at France's policies and plans for net zero. We know the National Rally, they oppose more wind farms. They've got plans to phase out petrol and diesel cars. Do these fires, do these record temperatures help President Macron make the case for cutting carbon emissions?
Well, I think these mega fires, these fires that we're seeing throughout the world and in France this summer, have to alert us all as to the reality of global warming and the impact of human activity on the climate. And I say this because we fight within international instances such as the World Bank, such as the UN, against countries and administrations that do not want to see this reality while it is obvious. So yes, I do hope that it helps us make our case, but I wish we didn't have to go through these terrible, terrible tragedies to state the obvious and for people to understand it.
Eleonore, thank you for your time. Eleonore Caroit, the Minister for International Partnerships for the Renaissance Party in France. And earlier we were speaking to Rebecca Papin, an American currently, stranded in her home just south of Cap Ferret and Bicarros.
It must be terrifying, but also hopefully reassuring to see so many military people in the local supermarket, so she knows that they're being communicated with, and if there is a serious problem, hopefully she and her family can get out. I've been to Bicarros before, because I went on holiday very close to it, and if people aren't familiar with the geography of that area, you've got a huge, vast onshore wind coming on the Atlantic, and the land there was actually reclaimed by Napoleon when it was a swamp. He planted and ordered the planting of millions of pine trees to suck the water out of the land and turn it into safe territory, but that essentially has just created millions of acres of tinderbox dry fuel for this fire, which is so difficult, why it's so difficult to put out.
Made even worse by the historically wet weather that we had.
Yes, where everything grew up.
Everything grew, it's dried, and now, tinderbox is exactly the right word it is. I think the pace of which the fire started and spread has been so alarming and so frightening for those people.
And I think Rebecca really brought that home.